Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma infa'ni bima 'allamtani wa 'allimni ma yanfa'uni wa zidni ilman. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Rabbi ishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa ahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Everything in the universe is constantly evolving and transforming, including our own self. We are also changing and transforming regularly, whether knowingly or unknowingly. But in spite of that, we have certain things that we would like to change. But despite our desire, years are passing by, nothing is changing. Why? As per Ralph Emerson, one of the greatest writer, he says that the first thing that you should start with if you want to change something is the thought. You should have that thought that you want to change. You should accept that you want to change. Once you have that thought will lead you to the action. Now, if you keep performing those action regularly, those action will change into your habit. The habit will change into your character, and now this character of yours will take you to your destination of the change that you want to bring in. Now, most of the time, change and transformation, these words are used interchangeably, but they are not. Transformation is different than change. Change could be anything. Change is even minor. Change is even insignificance. If there is a glass on the table on the right side of mine, if I put it on the left, that is a change. It changed. Previously it was on right, now it's on the left, so there is a change. Now, is that transformation? No, that is not. Transformation, it is something which is significance, which is inside out, which is very, very obvious. Even if it might be small thing, but it is having an impact on it. For example, if there is an egg, let's say anda, there is an egg. If you break it from outside, if you hit it and break it, that's it, it's spoiled. The life is destroyed. But if the egg breaks on its own from inside rather than from outside, it breaks from inside, now that's where the life evolves. That's where the transformation takes place. This is called as transformation. This is not change, because now you will see a completely different thing. The transformation is complete overhauling. Like in Qur'an, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Rad, Surah number 13, ayah number 11, Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma bi qawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. Inna Allah, indeed Allah, la yughayyiru, will not change, bi qawmin, with the people, hatta, until, yughayyiru, they change, ma bi anfusihim, whatever is inside them. So unless the people change, which means the first step has to come from the people, from us. We need to take the step, then only Allah will change. Now, most of the time when we hear this translation that Allah will not change the status of the people or the condition of the people unless the people change. Now, since we are so negative in thinking, we always think this ayah in a kind of a negative way, which means we are not in a good condition and Allah will not make our condition good. But also the other way is also true. If we are good, if the people are good, Allah will not change their condition also. He will keep them good unless they change themselves by committing sins, by committing evil acts, by disobeying, by being ungrateful, then Allah will change them. So it's both ways. If we are good, Allah will maintain our status. Because, why do we say that? Because in Surah Anfal, Surah number 8, ayah number 53, Allah says that Allah would not change a favor which He has bestowed upon the people unless they change what is within Him. Which means if He has given some favor, He will keep that favor on us. So if we are good people, we will remain good as long as we choose to become a bad. And if we are bad people, then we will not become good unless it comes from us, from inside. Then only Allah will help us change it. Talking of transformation, there is no bigger and better example than the life of the Prophet ﷺ. In 23 years, he changed the society upside down. A society which was entrenched into paganism was turned into a believing one and a religious people. The people who were idolaters were turned on the Tawheed principle. People who used to quarrel always between the tribes, they were made peaceful. Right? It was an interest-based society which was turned into a pure system. They were tribal people, always showing that this tribe is better than that tribe and our tribe is honorable, more honorable than that tribe. They were turned into one ummah. No more tribal comparison, no more fighting, no more nationalism. The people who were disobedient were made submissive. You see, the experts say that if you want to change something, the change always happens at 3 levels. One is the individual level, the second is the society level, and the third is the political level. Now if you study the history of the Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through his Qur'an and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made the change at all 3 levels simultaneously. Initially in the Meccan period, people were told not to lie, stop lying, stop backbiting, stop spying, don't be corrupt, don't gamble, don't steal, no adultery. This was done at the individual level. Then at the society level, it was told that you should be dutiful to your parents, right? Be nice to your neighbor, be just, take care of the orphans, forgive people. And then at the third level, in the political level, of course, the man-made laws which were created for their own benefit were replaced with the God-made laws or the God's laws. That was done at the bigger level. You see, change is never sudden. If you want to change something, you need to have a patience. It's going to take time. That's why it took 23 years for that society to change from what it was and what it became. For example, to change the behavior of the people, where people were used to drink. Even after the revelation started, people used to drink alcohol because it was still not made, it was still not prohibited. So it was not just, Allah didn't reveal that, okay, from tomorrow onwards, no drinking. Even if he had done that, people would have done it. But the more better it was done in stages. In the first revelation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala indicates that, okay, there might be little benefit in the alcohol, but the harm is more. So try to avoid as much as possible. In the second stage of revelation, it was told that don't come near the prayer if you are drunk, if you are not in the state of correct state of mind. Which means prayer is compulsory, and if you are drunken, then you can't pray. So that was the second stage. Third and the final nail in the coffin was Allah said that don't drink. Allah said that don't drink, because drinking is the act of Satan. It's the act of devil. It causes enmity. That was the final thing. And after this, the people stopped drinking. See, the positive change can only come and be permanent if it is coupled with faith and belief in the hereafter. If that part is missing, the faith and the belief in the hereafter, then it is very difficult to bring a positive change. Some decades back, the superpower United States realized the evils of drinking. So they tried to ban the drinking. No drinking. Alcohol is prohibited. But unfortunately, it did not work. They had to give up and do away with that law, because people started making alcohols in the backyards, brewing alcohol in their kitchen, in the backyards, and all kinds of diseases started spreading. So ultimately the government has to give up. Why this happened? Because this was not done on the basis of faith. It was just an order of the government. You see, in the 13 years of Meccan period, in the life of the Prophet ﷺ, no actual law was revealed. All the 13 years, the revelation was all about making the change here, making the change in the way people think. The revelation was all about Tawheed, one God, one religion. It was to do away the shirk, It was about day of judgment. It was about life hereafter. It was about heaven, hell. So no laws were revealed there. Why? Because that's the first stage. You need to prepare people psychologically. You need to make them realize, and then you can impose the laws on them. So that's how it worked, and that's why the system of the Islam worked so beautifully 1400 years ago, and it is still working, and inshallah it will keep working till the last day. Okay, so if you want to bring the change, you should be the first one. It should start with yourself. You see, the real battle is with yourself. You are your best friend and you are your worst enemy. Accept the current situation, whatever it is. I mean, you see, now we are in the lockdown. I talk to so many people, so my friends, and all I hear is, man, when is this going to end? We are bored, we are tired, we just want to go out, we want to enjoy. Come on, man, that's a fact. This is a fact of the life. Accept it. Now just see what you can do, how you can make the most of it. Before lockdown, I never made any video. All the videos that you see of mine on the YouTube are about my events or about the what you can say, advertisement of the events. There is no video specifically made for it. But from the time it is locked down, I thought that the best use of the time is I will try to study a topic. I will enlighten myself. I will do the research, I will script it, and then I will record it, edit it. So I am busy whole day. So I'm not trying to appreciate myself, but I'm just telling you this act of mine, I never did it, never thought it, but due to the situation, I just thought that this is the best thing I can do it. So always accept the current situation. Skip the blaming game. Stop blaming the government, the people. Is because of the all whatever has happened is happened. Just forget it, forgive it, take responsibility. Right? Be positive, move on, stop focusing on negatives. There was this professor who walked into a class and he said, hey, today is a surprise test. And then he distributed everyone a paper upside down, it was face down. And then he said that when I say start, just turn your paper and start answering. So he distributed all the papers to all the students, and then he said, okay, start. So all the students turned around their question paper. And to their surprise, what they see? It's a complete blank paper, except there is a dot in the center of the paper. So, the professor said, yes, whatever you see, that's the question paper. You have 10 minutes, write on it. And after 10 minutes, he collected all the papers. And not surprisingly enough, each and every one of the student had written something about that dot. So the professor explained, today I wanted to teach you a lesson. You see, this paper is a white complete paper, such a big paper, A4 size paper, and on the center of it I had made a small dot which caught the attention of each one of you. But the big white paper, which was super white, shining, glorifying, nobody was able to catch that. Nobody talked about that white paper, but everybody talked about that dark spot. This is you and me. Every time we see, what we see is the negative. What we see is the shortcomings. This is what we see. We need to change this. We need to change this. You see, unless and until we change, the result is going to be the same. It's like that's why Albert Einstein said that the definition of insanity is to do the same thing again and again and expect a different result. No, it won't. You need to change. You need to come out of your comfort zone if you want the change. Change can be achieved with two-step procedure. One is changing the perception, and the second is changing the procedure. How do you change the perception? The way you look at a problem or a situation. The thing on which you focus on, that will change your perception. And how do you change the procedure? The way you respond, the way you approach that problem, that issue, that will be your procedure. So change the perception and the procedure, it will change your life. You see, it is all here. It is all here. Nothing. This body is good. Alhamdulillah, everything is good. If we change this, it will automatically change it. It's all what we think here. See, there was this guy who has a beautiful house. He went on a journey. When he came back from the journey, as he was about to he was seeing his house in front of it, and to his surprise, it was burning. It was a very, very beautiful house. He had spent thousands and millions of rupees on it. So it was a very costly, very beautiful house. Everybody used to appreciate it. That house was burning. So he's just standing there to his surprise, and he cannot believe it that his house is burning. It was such a costly affair. He had put everything into it. His life's earning he has put into it. And people were were requesting him to sell it. He did not sell. Doesn't want to sell it. So when he was seeing it, what do you think, how will be his body language? Completely upset. He was almost on the verge of crying, not believing his eyes. So he is completely upset. He is depressed. Now he sees his elder son walking. He walks in, he says, Dad. He says, yeah, son, what happened? How did this happen? So his son says, don't worry, Dad. Last night I sold this house to such and such person. He has already bought it. So this is not our property. This is his loss, not our loss. I already sold it. So this man who was upset and depressed, now is happy. Wow. He's kissing his son. What a nice step you did. How did you do that? My son, you are great. You saved us. You saved our thing. You saved our fortune. So nice of you. Very good. Now the same person, did the situation change? The house is still burning. He is the same person. Now he is no more depressed. He is happy. He's completely joyful. Just at that moment, he sees his younger son walking. Now his younger son comes, Dad, I see you are smiling. You see our house is burning? He said, yes, don't worry. Your brother has already sold it. He said, yes, he has sold it. But that person has still not signed the papers. So still officially it is ours. Now look at the man. The man is again depressed. Now did the situation change? No, the house is still burning. The man is still standing. And the situation is same. Now he's depressed. His anxiety has taken over. He is completely upset now. He started thinking, oh, I lost everything and everything. Then suddenly his son picks up the phone and calls that gentleman to whom he sold. And then once he finishes his talking, he comes back and tells his dad, Dad, don't worry, I have a good news for you. That gentleman says that I am a man of word. Once I told you I have bought the house, I have bought the house. Even if it is burning, it's my property. Now what happens? Now dad is again happy. Situation is same. The house is burning. But the man is the same. Now he's happy. He is joyful again. So where is the change happening? The change is happening here. Physically, nothing is changing. It's all changing here. What do you think? How do you think? How do you interpret it? That's all in your mind. If we can change this mind, we can change our life. You see, our brain has got 3 parts. Science says that our brain is majorly made up of 3 parts. One is the conscious part, the other is subconscious, and the third one is the superconscious. The conscious part deals with our physical actions, what we do consciously. जानते बूझते हम जो करते हैं, समझदारी में, होश और हवास में जो करते हैं, that is conscious part. But some things we do unconsciously. When we are asleep, we still know some sounds around, so something happened. We still hear somebody knocked on the door, somebody came in when we were sleeping. That's a subconscious part. We might be sleeping, but still we remember it. And the third is the superconscious, which is to deal with our creator. So what they say is you should change on these 3 levels. You see, mind has got networks inside it. The brain has got networks. Now it depends which network you have built up right from the childhood or from the last so many years. If that network is there, you will use it. So if your network is always using that negative line, negative thought, negative thinking, shortcomings, then you will only have that path to traverse. You will always think negatively, no matter how much positive you force it. So what you need to do is you need to generate this new path of positivity in between the cells of the brain, in between the brain, these neurons you need to generate. How will you generate? If you do it over and over again, you have these thoughts, you put it into action, you become the habit, that network will be generated, and now over a period of time you will have a new network, new line to think about. So whenever you see situation, now you will think positively because now you have this network going on. So I always like to put it like this, that these 3 parts of brain, you should first use that superconscious part where you talk to Allah, where you talk to your creator and ask his help. Once you ask his help, then you go to subconscious part, which is your mind, where you change your thought process, where you change what you focus on, where you change what you want, how you look at things. That is the subconscious. And the third will automatically come, which is the physical part. Once you have Allah's help and your mind is in properly thinking mode, then automatically your actions will be in the right direction and you will see that your life has become so happy, so fruitful. Even though the situations are same, you are facing the problems, but you are no more depressed, you are no more happy, you no more complain, you are no more blaming. It's all taking the responsibility and being happy. One of the things that comes in our way of changing is our courage, is the fear in the back of the mind. What will happen? How will I do it? What will happen if I fail? This is the fear that is there in the mind. We need to overcome this fear. And one of the things that can help you to overcome this fear is the remembrance of death. Yes, people don't want to talk about it. People don't want to discuss about it. People don't want to have anything about death, which is the ultimate truth. They want to talk about life, which is temporary, but they don't want to talk about death, which is confirmed. So that's why Prophet ﷺ said that you should visit the graveyards once in a while and see people are lying there. One day you are also going to come there. So this thought of death will put things in perspective, will show you that everything is temporary. No matter how worst your situation is, it is temporary. And once you understand that this is temporary, you will take it in the right perspective. Right? No one wants to die. No one wants to die. Even people who think that they are going to paradise, even they don't want to die. See, two friends are sitting on the near the sea. One of them says, "Oh man, one day I am going to die." Yeah. The other says, "Yes, but the remaining days I will be alive." Yes. So see, look at the way he's thinking. Yes, you should know that one day you're going to die, but that does not mean you become depressed and stop working on it. One day you're going to die. So look at it. You have all the days in your life. If you have a 70 years life, Allah has given you, one day you're going to die, but there are remaining years where you can work for your life, this life and the hereafter. So it just depends how you look at it. Again, coming here, we need to change this. You see, there is a very beautiful simile. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala compares Qur'an with rain. He says, you see, rain comes from the sky, so does the revelation, right? Water from the rain is pure, so is the revelation. Water, on whatever it falls, it makes it soften. It softens the earth. So does the Qur'an when it falls on the hearts. It softens the heart. Water gives life to the earth which was previously dead, barren. Qur'an, when it falls on the hearts, it gives life to them. That's why Allah says, hearts find mutmain, hearts tatmain al-kulubu bizikrillah. In the remembrance of Allah, there is the contentment of the heart. So it does not matter what you are looking for, whether you are looking for success, happiness, relationship, stress-free life, whatever it is, the only key to achieve all this is through self-transformation. You need to transform yourself. Don't try transforming, changing other people. Start here, restrict it here. Everybody changes themselves, the whole society will change, the whole community will change. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.